is Warriors Anonymous.
Once again, it's on. This is Warriors content brought to you by a bunch of nobodies. Warriors Anonymous, the podcast. We have the full house ready for this episode, which is actually brought to you by warriorsanonymous.co.nz. That's where you can get all your Warriors Anonymous merch. Get it today, get it delivered to your door and look awesome. Also, before we get into it, lads, I've also been hit up with a bit of a request because one of our members, Shane Drought, is actually running he's got a little competition going on where you can win your school an epic prize pack. So he's basically trying to get literacy rates in kids and school kids to be a lot higher. So if you want to check it out, SM Drought, DROUGHT, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So give the bro a follow, and it's going to be quite a cool little setup for schools and also getting kids to help them read, which is always a good thing. Lads, excuse me, what a time to be alive.
I was just about to say, can you help us with our literacy rate? Oh, he's real good, eh?
Oh, the fun.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought about throwing in some kind of gag, but I was like, no, I don't think I will for this one.
He can't be good.
3-0, Warriors are sitting on top of the NRL ladder. Let's give that a fucking holy.
Oh my god!
Yeah, on top. That's apparently the third best attacking record out of any team in the NRL ever. So that's good. But man, let's start with a huddle now, which is just gonna throw a little cat amongst the pigeons, just because I really feel like doing it. We'll start with the Sauce Boys, because the boys have entered the fray for the first time in 2026. We'll start with you, Isaac. You can only afford one of these guys, Tanner Boyd or Jackson Ford. Who are you going to buy?
Oh.
It's a hard on our salary cap edition.
Salary cap conundrum.
Oh.
I am going to go Tanner because we've got so much depth in the forwards. We've got depth in the halves, but not as much depth as in the forwards. And Tanner is... I know all the talks around Jacko being the Dalium leader so far, but Tanner's... why he's not right up there as well, I don't know, because he's been playing lights out for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's pretty close. I think it goes Jackson Ford, and then it's like Edwards, and then Cleary, and then Tanner Boyd. So
Edwards, Cleary, really?
Yeah, they'd be playing all right.
They're tearing.
Cleary, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I do. That's my
fair
choice.
Moneta, bro, you can keep one and only. It can only be one.
Sounds like Highlander. Oh man. Ooh. I'd keep Jackson Ford.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like it. That's
Yeah.
because he's your man
Yeah.
crush, I'm guessing. Yep.
Yeah.
Hang on, did he get demoted? Was he was your man crush
He was
for a
demoted
while?
for a while. But
Okay.
he had a season where it wasn't like stellar. But this year it's gone Super Saiyan levels, I think.
Yeah.
He's gone above and beyond and reached another level.
We used to do those memes of him with the Lego hands.
Yeah.
I just don't know what's happened, but oh my god, something's happened.
Oh man.
During the off season, so
Absolutely. Yeah. Daniel, let's go tiebreaker for you, bro. Boyd or Ford? You only get the money for one. Who you got?
No, I just want to put it out there, both exceptional, talented individuals playing really, really well. But I would choose Jackson Ford, and the reason why is I believe he is a unique middle forward, one that can play 70 to 80 minutes week in, week out. And it affords us, excuse the pun, so many more options with a six-man bench where you effectively have a guy that plays like two players. I just think that's so valuable. Obviously, he takes a spell by going to the edge as well. And yes, I do think we've got forward stocks. They're good, but with Barnett going as well, we really need to instill, another senior prop next to Fish, and I think he's the guy.
Fair.
But Tanner's been playing lights out and love what he's doing, and he's a great acquisition.
Oh, absolutely. He was absolutely destroying them on Saturday against the Newcastle Knights. Isaac, what did you make of Tanner Boyd's?
Jared, no, what's your opinion?
No, we did the tiebreaker because I thought, well, if we go
Such a
if we go round 4, then I could go.
Tanner.
I'd go Tanner, yeah. And that leaves us in a draw.
Yeah, boy.
Split.
You ain't getting away.
We'll just have to go to the Dalian points to kind of decide.
Yes.
We win one. We win one.
We'll throw it to that old chestnut. Isaac, what was your most pleasing aspect of that win against the Knights? 38-12. Pretty comprehensive.
In general, or from Tanner Boyd?
Maybe we'll go from the team perspective in general.
I think team perspective is that there was a period of time where things were getting a little bit dicey and they were sort of edging their way back into the game. And then the Warriors just sort of ran away with it. And like all sort of top teams do, they put their foot in the throat. And they've been doing it for the past couple of weeks as well. They've been put the foot on the throat and just really stomp the other team out. Like they didn't give up until the 80th minute when Luke Hansen, God bless him for backing up, scored a try, and Tane Tuapiki unselfishly handed them the ball as well. But that was the last minute, the last second of the game. They went full 80 minutes and didn't let up and just constantly put Newcastle under pressure. And Newcastle, they're middle of the pack, middle to lower tier team, but it's a good sign for especially when we play some top teams.
Yeah, dead set. One thing to note that Aaron Clark got his first try as a Warrior. Woohoo!
Yeah, he was celebrating.
No down trial for him this year, which is wonderful. I'd like to see someone even try and attempt the down trial on him. But,
hard crossbones.
That's right. Bumped him off. But yeah, Monera, bro. We had to deal with a little bit of a shuffle in the back line. We had Pompey stayed home to become a new dad. So Laka had to move into the centres. We also had to plug in a couple of guys, around the place. Morgan Gannon picked up an injury with his first sort of involvement, poor fella. And so New Kore had to come on. What did you think of how we adjusted and, how those guys went?
Oh, that is fantastic. It's just proving our depth, right? In previous years, we had trouble around that area. But I think now, people able to kind of just step up and just fill that position, and it just shows that previous years we've been building up to this point, and I think it's showing its fruits. And I think Webster's got a bit of a headache at the moment, a good one, in terms of who's going to go where, because I can't decide myself too, because every player has stood up, Tuapiki. Oh, he's been playing brilliant at the back. Even Lick in the centre. I was a bit, ooh, but he played pretty well, for, that's not his usual position. But there's so many people, even Barnett, hadn't played in ages. Jesus, he was amazing. Oh, my God.
Zero rust on that fella, right? He just,
and Fish. I was quite critical of him last year. He is stepping up, and his try. That was hilarious. It was great.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be, denied after that earlier effort. We tried to reach out.
Yeah.
But then he managed to get it on the second go around. So,
Webster's got a headache. That's all I can say.
That's right.
He's got a good headache.
Really, really pleasing. The headaches that we're talking about, Daniel, let's go to you, bro. What are you thinking? We kind of alluded to this last week in terms of how Tanner Boyd is travelling versus when Luke Metcalf returns. Where are we sitting on that this week? Where are the boys lining up?
So first of all, I just wanted to mention I feel sorry for Gannon, big debut, and literally got smoked between Fish and Saifidi. Actually, I think to be fair, they could have binned Fish for a shoulder charge on Gannon. Ping-balled into Saifidi. I mean, it was, you never want to see anyone go down like that, but part of you go, welcome to the NRL. Wow. But sorry, just come back to your point. So you talking about for this week coming up, or this kind of when everyone is kind of back and available? In terms of who
Probably
we select?
more so when everyone's back. Mostly when, I guess, Luke Metcalf comes back. What's the thinking around the 6 and 7 spots for you?
I think firstly, I think everyone needs to recognise you can't make any decisions now because you just look around the league and we put away a pretty competitive Knights team. I think they were fairly competitive without $2.6 million of their salary cap, right? And the two guys that have made them tick look really strong this year as well. I still think we would have had enough to put them away with those guys anyway. We're about to face, we'll talk about it later, about to face the Tigers. They've just lost their halves as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, everyone's thinking about how it fits in together. There's so much to go before Medi's back as well. But look, if Medi was available, I think you'd give him a sort of a slow return, build him back up. There's no need to rush him into first grade footy in this situation as well. I think you'd have to just keep going form this person's jersey until there's an issue and the other one's playing lights out, then you change them. It probably puts a bit of pressure on CHT's role as well, because I think we naturally know that Tanner's the organising half as well. We brought him to the club to have to be a really good organising half and to have a big boot as well. And he's displaying all of that. He's throwing the run game in there too. So actually, it would be a pretty menacing setup if you had Tanner on one side and Luke Medi on the other side as well, who we all know did a great job last year as well. Took the control of the team too, but also we equally know he's played outside SJ, and when he's been fit, he's been a great run threat. So yeah, it's a pretty tough challenge to put them all in, but as Mona just said, having the depth, man, we got to go 27 rounds of this thing, eh? And I think don't get too far ahead of ourselves, but we all know for Warriors fans that have we got another gear towards the back end of the season? And I think with the fact that we've got depth of players and that could be healthy, there could be spells, you can still keep momentum. This could be, an opportunity for us to kick on.
Yeah, for sure. Isaac, what's your thoughts on the halves position in terms of how Tanner is running the show at the moment, along with Luke Metcalf's impact when he's back?
I know that Luke was for a long period of time leading the Dally M's last year, and for good reason. He was playing lights out and making that halfback jersey his own, that coveted number 7 for the Warriors. But yeah, you got to go with the hot hand at the moment, and that's Tanner. And he's until such time that he doesn't deserve the jersey, I think Metcalf goes into 6 because he's ideal at playing 6 as well. We've seen that already, as Buddha said, years gone by when SJ was there. He's an ideal number 6 as well. We're lucky that he can play both positions, 6 and 7, just as effectively. And if he can do that, then it's Tanner's jersey to lose. And yeah, it might be tough on CHT, but on the flip side of that, it's a tailor-made sort of scenario for him to jump on the bench and fill multiple roles across the team. I mean, he could play fullback, he could play half, he could play lock, he could even play second row at a pinch. And he's an ideal sort of player to have on that bench. So I've got no qualms about Metcalf going to 6. The only question is he going to be comfortable enough to sort of give up the mantle of the 7? Because we all sort of know how much he covets that jersey. He wants to be the man. Is he going to be all right to play? I don't want to say second fiddle because there's room for 2, but is he going to feel like he's the second fiddle in that team with Tanner going so well?
Yeah, it's funny, when things there's going to plan and then there's going much better than going to plan.
Yeah, exceeding expectations.
That's right. We sort of find ourselves in that spot, and old Lukey's sitting on the side like going, shit.
Because we all thought Tanner was just going to be a placeholder and he'd do a job. I don't think anyone expected him to be playing as well as he is for the first 3 rounds. We thought he'd just hold the role and we would bide our time until Luka came back. But here we are.
Yeah. And he's not alone as well. Like a lot of these guys are just absolutely firing at the moment, which is really cool. Moneta, bro, what has impressed you the most in this the first 3 games of the season from the Wires?
I was saying like first game they played, I thought they looked their fitness. They just look, they're not like they just look quick off the mark, quick to defense, it's everything. And so to me, it seemed like they trained really hard during the off season to get their fitness up to gear, and yeah, they just look faster, fitter, stronger. Does this look? Yeah, so and I think that's been shown throughout the last 3 games, and the score, and it's proven now they can actually score tries because that used to be quite a problem last year. They weren't able to capitalize on opportunities, but I guess that's what's improved me the most, and they've done it as a unit. Like you, everyone stepped up. That's the thing. Like I can't name one bad play, and like BWZ has impressed me too. Like in the last 3 games, and I was critical of him last year, and so I have to give my hat off to him this year. He's chasing the ball, the kick chase, the bombs. He's putting pressure on the opposing wing. So man, I think it's probably down to the preseason. It's led to good fitness, and you can see it happening now. They're just there for the entire 80 minutes in possession of the ball. It's man, I just hope it's knock on wood keeps on going because it feels like a dream.
Yeah, it really does. It's like Dallon's work that he's doing in the air. It's a lot more effective. I'm not sure if that's down to solely him or the fact that the kicks are just being put in the right areas like a lot more often. So he's able to do that more.
They're chasing. They're going for the effort play. They're not just sitting back now. When the ball's been kicked in the air, it's going. Their defense. They're driving people back.
Yeah.
Like the game last week, even though they're driving back and got a penalty, it just showed their tenacity on defense. That's impressive, man. If I could go on, but I'll stop.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one of the media pundits was saying that the Warriors seem to be one of the few teams that have adapted to the game the way it is now with the rules that are in place. I can't remember who said that, but they're one of the few teams that have adapted their game. I think that does come down to just their level of fitness, being able to play the full 80 minutes at a pretty high intensity. They're just out energizing other teams, really.
Yeah. The attitude is there, the fitness is there. Daniel, when I look at these performances, I think of 2 things. I think of your description of the ground and pound offense. And also, I also think of Sylvester Stallone and the old arm wrestling movie Over the Top.
Over the Top?
Yeah, that's it. Because we've been finishing over the top, like we kind of just strangle the shit out of them. It's like a slow cooker, and then you take the meat out and you chuck it in a blender, and then you finish it off like that. Like,
is that what it is? It's like I'm gonna turn this head around like a switch, and then
it's all in the hat, yeah. And he gets the but Daniel, man, like how have you seen it from your perspective?
Yeah, man, very much the ground and pound, the slow cooker. I like to use the slow cooker. We just put them in there and wear them down as well. So, what I was really impressed with, and I think you talk about, Isaac mentioned around adapting to the game. They talk about momentum in the game now is key. Complete high, put your opposition to start their sets off their goal line within their 20-metre line as well consistently. And it kind of goes back a little bit to how 2023 was. We just had the blueprint of let's be like Penrith because they won 3 titles. So let's fucking do that. And then so we just did that, which we've kind of got a version of that now as well. And Penrith obviously are still doing that too. And I think that those, teams like us and Penrith are just showing respect for the ball, high completion as well, and just naturally come over the top of them. But I think the other thing I'm really impressed with is, is the fact that we're just so smart in our attack as well. It's so simple but so effective, and partly it's because you've got a guy like Wayne who's just Wayne. He's so smart. He's so good. I mean, how many times has he just milked a 6 again? It's like he's the king of the milking of the 6 agains, eh? Like, what do they call it in Australia? 6 to go. Just so smart. But that, you look at the try that Barney laid on for Jacko. It came on just because of we just stormed the middle, and then literally tackle 4. There's 2 shifts. It was a short pass wide. They just had no defenders. There was guys on the ground as well. You think about the try that Tanner scored under the posts. He literally just bashed and went left, and then he just came right, and then it was just like 5-on-2. It might sound boring to some clubs because you're not scoring long range tries and you're not being the Roosters trying to chuck it all around as well. But man, it's just simple. And then what annoyed me was Brandy was like, "Oh, they're just soft tries."
Yes.
I was like, "They're soft tries because they're on the ground, man, and we're just blowing them through."
Just well constructed.
They're getting ground and pounded.
Yeah,
exactly. So I love that part. And the other part I just made, I'll throw it out to you guys, is obviously there's a lot of chat about the officiating. And I thought it was really, really interesting the comment that was made by half times around that the game was being over officiated as well. So like it's been over officiated because to be honest, we could have put 30 points on them in the first half. The reason we didn't is because every time we went to look on one side, someone was offside. So you can't go that way, or you shut down play. And I just applaud the ref for repeat infringements. You're fucking the game. This team's on top. You go 10. Like I actually, the amount of times that a team's trying to infringe messes up the game. It's just like, you've got to deal with it. And I was just, I appreciate it. So, we're getting, people may say we're getting the calls, but better teams get 50-50s.
But I mean, it's not to say that they were wrong. If they were, if they were repeatedly offside, then, that's how it is. But, it's I did kind of, I don't know, I weirdly felt a little bit sorry for the Knights getting that sin bin from the fullback and that, because I know that they'd copped a few penalties in the lead up and that, but I don't know, it just felt a little bit, almost a bit rugby union to me, which kind of freaked me out somewhat. Anyways, Isaac, what did you make of the boy on debut? Well, there were 2 boys on debut, but the other one, Luke Hansen, who managed to have a reasonable little game.
Yeah, he did. And he got the meat pie as well. So he's equal with Aaron Clark for the Wires. Combination with Tanner Boyd obviously extends throughout last season New South Wales Cup, where they dominated and really formed a nice little combo. It's just nice to see players like that you'd have to argue probably wouldn't have got a game if there were different circumstances, with the likes of Tamari and CHT. Probably wouldn't have got a shoe-in this year. But he came in, did his job, tackled hard, a few little sniping runs here and there. It's just good to see. And you've got a little bit more confidence now as well that, there is like a certain amount of depth at the Wires in that position now too, because he can do a job and do it well. He'll be better for the run. He'll probably jump back into the low grades and really start kicking the ass even more, because he's had a taste of the top grade, and he'll probably want some more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think when the Knights looked up and they were like, Tanner, no Hansen, Tanner, no Hansen?
I know, I was confused.
That was all part of the game plan as well.
It was,
That was the blondest halves in history.
Blonde brothers. We had the bash with